Hello there, lovely people. It's me, Ashley, here, sending my love to you from whatever reality I'm in today to whatever reality you happen to find yourself in. I haven't been very well. I've had a couple of weeks of really not feeling at my best, so please forgive me if I haven't got back to you. I've really not been feeling very good. I've been going through a lot of personal stuff. However, I ran away from the world for a bit. To be fair, I haven't been on Facebook or anything like that, and I've been watching things online on Netflix, and this is what I want to talk to you about, because I've seen loads, and I mean loads, of residue. I was watching Morgan Freeman's God, which is a documentary series about how people view God around the world, and I can't begin to tell you how much residue was in that. I saw, he said things like, as he was talking about a story, he said that an Indian prince had tamed a lion, so in the morning the lion was more like a lamb, which was like a lion and the lamb situation that no longer exists. And then there were also things like the Nazi swastika. That was all over the place, to be fair. The actual programme itself, the series, there were 2 series, and there's about 8, maybe more hours. But throughout it, the swastika was going from straight to curved, to straight to curved, to straight to curved, throughout the situation, throughout the whole series. It couldn't make up its mind where it was, which reality it was in. That also made me think, you see, I always was led to believe that the swastika was at the sideways like that to differentiate itself from its original position and its original meaning. But then watching this and seeing it upright, I kind of have 2 memories of that. To be honest, I'm not really 100% sure that I've never seen it straight, because it looks kind of right straight. However, within it, this 8 hours, whenever they showed anything to do with the Nazis, it was different. It was different from picture to picture. The pyramids were shown different from, every time you went to Cairo. It was shown mainly the old way, and then occasionally it would be shown this new configuration way. But there were also things like the American flag was with the red stripe underneath. He was talking to a Muslim man whose son had been murdered, and he actually forgave the man who murdered him. And Morgan Freeman met the man in the cemetery. And the cemetery, it was flying little American flags on, the different graves. They were flying the American flags, and on these flags, the flag had the red stripe underneath. The stars like we remember it. Not like now where it's a white one. So there's the red stripe right underneath. But there were quite a few things like that. I also, throughout it, I've been shown there's a circle with a cross in the middle of it. Even though it wasn't being talked about within the programme, I kept seeing that, and I need to investigate that a bit more. That's a side note. Nothing, I shouldn't really have mentioned it, because this video ain't supposed to be about that, but I need to now investigate a little bit more as to what that is, because I do think that I'm being shown it. I think it's also on the Mayan prophecy. Not the Mayan prophecy, the Hopi prophecy. I think it's also on there. And then I went on to watch another programme, which was about a swami in America. And it's showing you old footage of the 80s. And there's planes with the engines where we remember them being right underneath the wing. I had to keep going back to have a look. It's making me feel quite tearful at how much residue I've been shown. Loads of residue. Also, Morgan Freeman, I think he is Mandela affected, because the things he was talking about in that were, I can't actually remember some of the things that he said, but I'm thinking, he said that like we do. He remembers that like we do. Now, because the program itself seemed to be very in between realities, it's clear that when that was made, he was in the reality that we remember, clearly, by the things that he was saying. And yet now it's got like bits of the reality mixed in with it. But I've been shown an awful lot of residue just in 2 programs, and it makes me wonder why am I excuse me. Residue doesn't really mean anything, because in a way, because to me, we know. The only thing that really matters to me about residue is Bible. Residue really matters to me. But then I found, looking at the red stripe of the American flag, I got really emotional about that. Because even though I'm British, it pisses me off to see that flag with its white stripe underneath. So it made me emotional to see that. So I just wondered about, I just wanted to share the fact that I'd seen so many such residual evidence that doesn't normally bother me, but suddenly means such a lot. And I wanted to share that with you, that I'd been shown all these things. It's a blessing and a curse, because it makes me miss the world that I thought was the world. I miss our old. And it's a joy to see our things. It's a joy to see those. And I just wondered how you feel. How do you feel when you see residue? What does it make you feel like? Because it's really made me feel quite emotional, and I didn't expect that. Okay, lovely people, and I'd really appreciate your prayers at the minute, because I'm going through some personal things that are quite difficult. So please pray for my, to give me strength to. I mean, I trust God, that God will. Everything's in His hands always, but just please pray for me to have extra strength. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you all. I love you all. You're me. You're family that are beyond family, and I couldn't do all of this without you. So till next time, lovely people, my thanks and my love to you all.